Okay, my name is Joseph Garcia. I'm the Deputy Chief Minister of Gibraltar, also the Minister responsible for work related to exiting the European Union. Well, first of all, I think Gibraltar is in a fortunate position because we have friends across all the political parties in the United Kingdom, and indeed the Labour Party, the Conservative Party and the Liberal Democrats all included references to protecting Gibraltar in their election manifestos. There's actually a pledge that they've made, and now obviously those people who have been elected are bound by the pledges that they've made in the manifesto. So we're in a fortunate position, as I say. This is not new. Gibraltar has spent a long time, over many years, building up a base of support in the House of Commons and in the House of Lords. Here in Gibraltar, we're just waiting and see what happens, but that does not necessarily create or generate any more or any less uncertainty because we have friends everywhere, as I said. Gibraltar voted to remain in the European Union by an overwhelming 96%. We were in fact the highest polling area in favour of remain in the entire of the voting electorate. So it was a huge shock here to find that suddenly the UK had voted the other way by and large, and that now Gibraltar would be leaving the European Union together with the United Kingdom. The first thing the government of Gibraltar did is we organised a detailed impact study as to measure the effects of Brexit across all areas of the economy, and also in relation to the private sector as well, how it would affect commerce, financial services, online gaming and other areas. And that was ready by the end of September of last year. We then submitted it to the United Kingdom, and it is now the basis of our discussions with the UK and through the UK with the EU. Essentially, 90% of Brexit for us will be the border, the land border with Spain. And although the UK itself is not very keen on free movement, certainly here in Gibraltar, it's something that is important to us. And why is that? Well, first of all, there are 12,000 people who live in Spain and who work in Gibraltar. The bulk of them are Spanish nationals, but there are also, for example, 2,500 UK expats who live in Spain and who come into work every morning, as there are nationals of every member state of the European Union. So for us, maintaining that fluidity across the border is very important. But not just to Gibraltar, let me add, it's also important to Spain as well. There are those 12,000 workers, people who, in an area of very high unemployment on the Spanish side. Gibraltar contributes 25% of the GDP of the neighbouring region of Spain, not only in terms of that direct labour force, but also because, for example, businesses in Gibraltar import goods from companies in Spain and in this area. So all our construction material, for example, comes from Spain. So there is this relationship whereby Gibraltar is almost an economic magnet for this zone. And in general terms, the whole of Gibraltar PLC as an entity, is the second largest employer for the whole of Andalusia, after the regional government of Andalusia. So I think it is both in the interest of Spain and in the interest of Gibraltar that there should be a sensible, an orderly and a well-managed Brexit. Well, let me say first of all that the general view we have in relation to Brexit is that when some doors close, others will open. And one thing which the study that we produced last year has shown very clearly is that in terms of financial services, the largest market for Gibraltar is not the European Union, it's the United Kingdom. And that over 91% of our business is with the UK, not with the EU. So while there are some entities based in Gibraltar on the basis of being able to passport their services into the European Union, that is very much a minority of the economy and a minority of the financial services sector. So certainly it's already a good place to start in terms of the mitigation from the effects of Brexit. And in relation to to expand further on financial services, for example, 20% of the UK motor insurance is sold by Gibraltar companies. The UK has already guaranteed us that the level of access that we have to the UK market will not be lost after Brexit, which means that is the reassurance that the industry in Gibraltar needed to hear, that they will be able to continue to operate in the United Kingdom, which is their major market, as they have been doing up to now. Now, bear in mind that this has happened not just in Gibraltar. There are cases of companies collapsing in the United Kingdom, in other parts of the European Union, in Ireland, in Malta. So this is not something that is unique to here. And what we do here is what you do all over the European Union, we have a very strong and a very robust system of regulation. There may be times when people slip through the net, as they do in the UK and they do in other places, but certainly we operate and we regulate to the highest standards, of similar or the same as the European Union, but sometimes to UK standard as well, which on occasions may be even higher.